Well, let's take another look at some of the results that are coming through so far. Professor Dan Zirker is with me in the studio. Professor, we're all eyeballing the electoral college votes for the presidential race, but you've got your eye on something else. Explain.
Yeah, the Senate is extremely important in the whole mix of politics in the United States and has been controlled by the Republicans. Right now there are, and of course these numbers can change over the evening, but Colorado has already been called for John Hickenlooper, who is the Democrat replacing Cory Gardner. Arizona is a strong lead by Mark Kelly, the Democrat, over the appointed Martha McSally. In Iowa, surprisingly, with 70% of the votes tallied, Teresa Greenfield seems to be leading Joni Ernst by quite a bit. And in my home state of Montana, with only 33% of the votes counted, but significant nonetheless, Steve Daines is losing to Steve Bullock. So only 3 votes would be required to switch from Republicans to Democrats for there to be a very tight, probable Democratic lead in the Senate, which would change a lot of things, including the fact that, in fact, confirmation of appointees resides in the hands of the Senate.
Right, so these are the people that the president chooses for top-notch positions, and Senate
Supreme Court
gets to rubber stamp those.
Yes.
So what you're saying is if there is a swing here, and you're reckoning 3 seats would do it, then the Democrats would be the rubber stampers.
Yeah, 3 seats probably, and a Democratic win in the presidency. Otherwise, probably 4 seats. And, you know, most of these are leaning right now, so we have to wait to see how the rest of the votes come in. But it is very striking that at least 2 of these look almost certain to switch.
We just had on before the US ambassador in New Zealand, Scott Brown. He has no concerns, he stated there pretty clearly, about voter suppression. I mean, would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, he didn't seem to have very many concerns about the breakdown of civility either. But voter suppression is a major point that has been stressed by, of all people, President Trump. He has argued that a lot of ballots should be thrown out. And thrown out because they're mail-in ballots and they might be corrupt. There's no evidence, as far as I can tell, and the FBI has said there's no evidence of corruption.
Well, that's one of your specialty areas, isn't it? Corruption in politics.
It is.
So is there? Because I think under George Bush there was an investigation into voter suppression and tampering, etc., and that did not return any
That's right.
evidence of this happening.
Well, as we know from our own experience in New Zealand, it's very easy to make allegations of corruption, fairly difficult to show that there's a fundamental corruption that's at the base of mail-in ballots, especially in a year of coronavirus where many people are simply not going to go out to vote.
Thanks, Dan.